John here again. The other day, Billy, our web design guy, our web guru, he's a gun. We were actually going to Currumbin to do some work. And he picked me up from the airport, and we actually come around out of Brisbane Airport, and all of a sudden there's this massive traffic jam. You know, we were there for about 2 hours, and it's just slowly creeping along. It's actually happened to me once before when I was in the States, and it took us forever to get to Vegas. But I digress. But anyway, we started talking, and all of a sudden this crazy stuff started coming out. Billy asked a couple of questions, and I started sharing a few gems. So Billy turns around and grabs the video, sets it all up to actually record me. So please enjoy the video. We have taken a few snippets. Enjoy. Freedom is all about getting your processes in place, getting the information that you need to actually get to the point where you can actually choose what you want to do.
Yeah.
And the way I look at freedom is, hey, you got to begin with the end in mind.
Yeah.
You know, it's secret number one. You got to plan for success. Hey, where do we want to be? How are we going to get there? What are the obstacles we're going to face? What are the problems we're going to face? What are the problems we're going to need to address? Because a lot of people don't get to their freedom, whether it's life or business or whatever, because they actually don't confront the problems. They don't solve the problems.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going a roundabout way to try to explain to you my theory on freedom, but then it's growing, you know, the secret 3. Then it's obviously measuring and managing. You've got to see how you're going towards your freedom. And then obviously valuing. Are you at a point where you can value and get out of your business, get the right price, or get out of real estate if that's what your business is, or get out of managed funds if that's what you're doing. And then obviously it's freedom. So to me, freedom is a process. You know, it is a step-by-step process you've got to put in place and make sure it happens. And freedom is the choice that you have. You've got a choice. You can either stay there and work, go on holidays, sell out, you know, delegate and be there and do a different role. So each person's got a different freedom, a different goal. My goal has been for quite a while to actually work more in the Australian business camps or global business camp space.
Yeah.
I think there is a need for businesses and accountants, and I'm an accountant, you know, and I love the profession, but I think there is a need where we can actually go to the point where we can move our business clients to the point where they can actually enjoy some of this stuff. And the opportunity is there for me to do more of that. And have I got freedom? Yes, I do, because I'm here today.
Yep.
And I'm here for 4 days. I'm in Brisbane for 4 days, and my practice will still run, and that's great because that stuff needs to happen. Everything needs to work, and I need to be up here doing this, which I really enjoy, and being able to share, hopefully, a really good message. Like I say, people need more information. They need to solve their problems to get to where they want to go. People get so consumed in their business that they don't really have the time to sit back and say, hey, should I be doing it this way, or should I be moving in this direction, or I need to take a holiday with the family. You know, they just get caught up, and it's like the business revolves around them. In their eyes, they're the most important person in that business. If they weren't there, the business would fail.
Yeah.
If they weren't there, their team members would do the wrong thing.
Yeah.
You know, that's how they see it.
Yeah.
And it's all about getting them to understand that isn't the case.
You must have had some experience in just this. What is it that you would say to them that pulls them out of that headspace, that just gets that little bit of hope that they can actually break past that?
Yeah, a lot of what you find is someone that's new in business won't believe you.
No.
Because they know it all.
Yeah.
And until they have some of the obstacles and the hurdles, and then they'll start sitting and thinking about it. But everyone else in business, unless they've got a really ultra successful business which has taken many years to put together, it is all about asking the right question. It's all about why did you get in business? You know, when you first got into business.
Freedom, isn't it?
You get in business for free.
Don't you have that that moment where you go, you know what, I could do this myself?
Michael Gerber actually calls that the entrepreneurial seizure, where you actually go to work as an employee, and all of a sudden you think, hey, why don't I do that? You know, but they don't actually. Team members or staff, however you want to call them, or people that make that leap, don't actually look at the fact that You know, you got to get in there and open and close. You got to do the banking. You got to look after the customers. You got to look after the team. You got to make sure your products work. You got to make sure your marketing works. You got all these other issues. So they jump into business, and then all of a sudden, you know, they believe they're going to be working on, and this is their dream, and they end up working in the business because they
but
don't
I mean, if
have-
anyone told me that when I first went out, that would scare me away from ever doing it.
would.
So it's probably good to be naive about that. You know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, that's true, because people don't realise all that, and then by the time they realise it all, they're scrambling. They're busy trying to do it and be everything to everybody. That they start falling behind, and they start facing other issues. You know, so that is a massive area. Our business camp concept actually works through the process of trying to re-engineer their mind and get them thinking differently.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it's about. The best part about what we do is education. It's information.
Yeah.
It's getting people to think, hey, I'm here at the moment. If I want to be there, what do I need to do? You know, it's like IBM. When they decided where they wanted to go, they said, well, what do we need to do to be there?
Yeah.
And then, well, if that's what we need to do and that's how we need to act, we should start acting like that from now.
Yeah, yeah.
So very important. A lot of people will say, oh, I haven't got the time, or I can't afford it, or I don't see the value. And really, when you say I haven't got the time, what does that mean? You haven't got the time.
Well, that's a problem.
Like, what do you mean you haven't got the time?
Yeah.
It's like, how can you not have the time? How many people work in your business?
Yep.
Oh, 4 or 5 people, or
Yeah.
10 people. Well, you've got 3 or 4 months to plan for this. Why don't you just book it in your calendar and tell everyone that, hey, I'm going to go away to this event for 3 days, and when I come back, we're going to do a few things differently. And still you'll get, oh, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, because if I'm not here, the business won't run.
Yep.
Well, if you're that important, what's going to happen if something happens to you? Have you thought about all those processes? What's going to happen to this business?
Oh, now you're just scaring me again.
But that's good. And sometimes you've got to scare people.
Yeah.
One attendee came to our first camp. He's a sole trader.
Yep.
And
So that was it. It was just him on his own.
yeah, on his own.
Yeah.
He works on his own.
So I mean, when he came along, business stopped for that time.
It did.
Yeah.
It did. And interesting. And I actually tried to get him. I sent the marketing. I made the phone calls, and it's can't do it. Don't know if I can make it. I'm on my own. I don't really want to grow. And I said, what does that mean? He said, well, I don't really want to put any people on. I said, that's fine. Doesn't mean we can't grow your business. You don't necessarily have to put people on to grow your business. And I cornered him. We had a tax planning seminar, and I actually said, you're not going to leave. I need to talk to you. And sometimes you've just got to do that. You just got to say, look, I'm not going to give you the choice. And come along, and if you don't get any value, I'll give you your money back. And I'll try to help you make up the time because I believe in it.
Yep.
And that's the important thing. So I managed to convince him he needed to come.
So you're going to do that with everyone?
I'm going to try.
Yeah.
I managed to convince him he needed to.
You can't try, John. Either you're going to do it with everyone or not.
Everyone I can touch, I'll do it.
Yeah, okay, all right.
But and that's my style. It may not work for other people, but that's how I'm so passionate about what we do and what we can offer that I'll put my heart on the line and say, hey, you really need to be here. This is so important.
Yeah.
This is so valuable.
Yeah.
I guarantee it.
I just went and interviewed Training for Success.
Yeah, Train to Succeed.
Train
yeah.
to Succeed. What they didn't tell you is that they only put their prices up, put 15% on half their business.
Okay,
And
test
the
to
other-
measure. We did talk about test to measure.
And so the other half of the business, they kept the same because they were a little bit scared about doing any difference on that. But what they did come back was the results. And you've certainly seen the results that they've got.
Yeah. And the interesting thing about them, when you say, haven't got the time, haven't got the resources or whatever, they came along last year with four children, I think.
Yep.
And they had both sets of parents there, both sets of grandparents.
That's right.
And so husband and wife, both sets of grandparents, 4 little ones. What sort of investment is that?
Well, they certainly went in boots and all, that's for sure.
And they're coming back again, and they're bringing other team, and they're recommending the camp to other people. So to me, that is huge. You know, that is awesome. I'm just so ecstatic that we've done something for these people, and they've got that much value.
Yeah.
That is really, really good stuff. One thing that's important is that most of us have the biggest issue with price instead of our customers, if you know what I mean. Like, we've always got a problem like, hey, if I want to put my prices up 10%, oh, what are they going to say? Or I want to put my price up 15%, someone's going to leave. And at the camp, we actually run through a calculator, which some proprietary software where you can actually analyse and show, for example, what small changes can do to your business. There's also a margin table that we use, and it shows that, for example, if your prices went up by 15%, depending on your margin, you can actually afford to lose, say, 20% of your customers and still be indifferent. Typically, you won't find that. That won't happen.
Who was it that said that the quality of the service is remembered long after the price?
Oh, that wasn't Jay Abraham. It was someone, but yeah, that's right. And actually, John Ruskin said that if you pay, I think it's if you get something really cheap, the pain will be there long after.
Yeah.
Whereas if you pay for something that you think, oh, it's too much, and you get value, you only hurt once.
Yeah.
Whereas under the cheap option, you're hurting forever.
And look, more often, like that's the thing. You know, once you've got the good thing, and this is the denture guy process, isn't it? That you know, he's maintaining his clients because they're not getting hassles from the service.
He does the quality. It's
So what does that say to people that are running a business that are selling the cheap stuff, that they are competing on price? How do you know? Because there are businesses out there,
and that works. You know, there's the quadrants that work. Is one is high value, high price. The other one is lower value, lower price, but commodity and more.
So how does that formula of increasing your prices fit in that sector?
In that sector, you may not be able to tweak them to another level, but what you can do is you can build on what you've got, like which is your strength, which could be your service, which could be the quality of your product. So, for example, if you're competing on price, and that is the industry, you can't do much about it. Construction industry is one of them.
Yeah.
The question we had a couple of years ago was, and I've worked, I worked with someone in construction. It was, hey, we can't increase our prices. Our industry is so sensitive. Now, interesting point is that I always see that this individual win contracts, and I know he's not winning them on price, because he's winning them on outcomes. He's winning them on the solution, on solving the problem.
Yeah.
So to me, if you are in a space that you do compete on price, sometimes you may not be able to do much about that.
Yeah.
But what you can do is change the relationship. Change it from only focused on price to looking at quality, or looking at timeliness, or looking at backup support. And all of a sudden, you might be able to tweak your prices a little bit.
Well, backup support's something you can sell too, isn't it?
It is. It is.
You know the thing I love the most about being stuck in a traffic jam? Is that I am pinning you out of all your secrets at the moment.
Oh no! I'm going to give everything away.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of little ideas and thoughts, and you know, it looks like we're going to have a good day on the road.
Yeah.
So no, that's very important.
You're talking about the ability to just get away and do what you want when you want, and it's a case of making choices.
Yep.
When do you know you can do that?
Oh, look, what you'll find is in most cases people can actually just pick up for a few days and go, and their business will not. It'll still be there when they get back, but when you really get comfortable is when things are running smoothly, when you know you've got your systems and processes in place, when you know you've got team members there being able to handle the things that you used to be able to, you had to do, but now you don't have to do. So it takes time, but like I said, people can get up and go at any time, and their business will still be there when they get back. But people are afraid. People think that everything revolves around them, and it doesn't.
So how do you know? Like what's that signal? When is it that it's when do you try that out for the first time?
Well, I'll take my example. Many years ago, I actually got myself out of the hands-on tax and accounting work because I wanted to be doing more of this type of stuff. You know, talking to business people and talking to accountants about doing things differently and running better businesses. And I managed to delegate a lot of the work that I used to do to team members. Hey, maybe I think it's not done 100% as how I would do it, but as someone that we've heard video from in the past says, you know, if it's done 90% as good, you know, it is probably just as good, because no one can do it as good as us. We're always perfect. So, but you'll get a real, you'll understand when you can do it, because it's just delegating it, tracking it for a little while, making sure that the people that you've delegated to can handle it, and then you're off and running. You know?
Yep.
And you're probably never going to find the best time to do it. You know, it's never going to be perfect. Mate, this is pretty neat. I've actually been to the Gold Coast 20 or 30 times in my time, but I have never seen it from this angle.
Yeah, no, this is, I reckon this is not a bad place to go and have some lunch.
Oh, beautiful. Wow. Is that where we're going?
Yeah.
Oh, you're joking.
No, I'm
That's
not.
fantastic. Oh, that is,
I thought you'd like
look
it.
at the spot. See, this is what we work hard for, to enjoy some of these things.
Yeah, mate.
And, you know, you've got to take some time off for yourself. You know, freedom, like we said before, it gives you the choices, gives you the opportunity to make the choice.
Well, I think today's choices is what we're going to have for lunch. And whether or not we're going to have the prawns or the oysters.
Oh, wow. Look at those waves. Guys, I just had a beautiful lunch in a beautiful location. So before, I wasn't exaggerating on what I said about this location. It is spectacular. Life is all about taking care of yourself and doing these extra little things. And occasionally, even if I say it myself, you've got to spoil yourself. Come along, enjoy the journey. Life is all about a journey. Good luck.